So in this question, we're going to focus on, or the main focus of it is going through and looking at a question based around the specific heat capacity required practical. So the question goes and starts off with asking you to go and draw some labelled apparatus that talks about or shows what you would use. Right, so the main things that you're going to have to go and include is your aluminium block. You would have to go and make sure that you're surrounding it with some sort of insulation. Your thermometer and immersion heater would have to be shown clearly inside of the block. You'd have to have a joule meter connected to the immersion meter, or an ammeter and a voltmeter connected correctly, just so you can go and work out the amount of power that is going through. So the second part of this question goes and focuses around physically how you're carrying out the practical. So it says, describe how you could use the apparatus you drew in question 3.1 to determine the specific heat capacity of aluminium. So all you're doing is just about knowing that required practical. So it's just explaining how you carry it out. So some key points to remember is that you're going to have to talk about how you design or plan your practical. You need to go and make lots of specific points. You need to talk about it logically. Go in steps. So step 1, I'll do this. Step 2, I'll do this, etc. Right? Some of the measurements that you need to talk about is the energy transferred that you're going to work out using your joule meter, the mass using an electric balance, the temperature change using the thermometer. Right, you're then going to have to go and make some reference to the fact that you're going to work out the specific heat capacity and the calculation that you would use to do this. It's worth noting down how you're going to get valid results. So you're going to repeat the practical so you can get a mean. You're going to plot it on a graph of temperature against time so you can go and identify any anomalous readings. You're going to use small temperature changes, right? So you've got a smaller interval. Might also be worth going and noting down any specific safety things that might come up. Right, the final part of this question says that methods used to determine the specific heat capacity of aluminium may give a value greater than the actual value. Explain why. Right, there's a number of different reasons, most of them focusing around experimental error, problems with the equipment, possible problems caused, things that wouldn't enable you to get valid data. So some of the key things, or two of the key things that you might want to note down, is that some thermal energy is transferred to the surroundings, not to the block. So the temperature increase is not as high as it should be because some of the energy is transferred to the surroundings and it's not all of the energy that's transferred that you're measuring. Right, go back, have a go at this question, really go and review how to carry out that required practical again, because it will be worth extra marks.